To Mid-Rand, this is the scene for the latest in the series of New Age Business Briefings brought to you by the SABC and today sponsored by JIC Mining. And today we're talking transport. October is Transport Month in South Africa and very important issues to discuss. And we'd like to hear what your thoughts are. We have the Minister here and other guests as well that I'm going to introduce to you. But again, just to remind you what that address is, Morning Live at SABC. That's at Morning Live, SABC, and hashtag TNA BizBrief. We'll pick up your questions and we'll put them through to Minister. We've also got an audience here at the venue that are going to be joining us with that conversation. But let's meet our panel and say good morning to them. Minister, once again, thank you very much indeed for joining us. And once again, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Peter, for having us here.
Right next to you, we have Mawethu Vilana, who's the Acting Director General at Department of Transport. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you, Peter.
I see we're wearing the same colors. We're clearly on the right path here.
On the right side.
Next to you, we have the Acting CEO at the Passenger Rail Agency of South Africa, PRASA, Mr. Saki Zamklara. Thank you very much indeed for joining us and welcome to you. And next to you, the CEO of the South African National Roads Agency, affectionately known as SANRAL, Mr. Razia Ali. Thank you very much indeed and welcome to the program. All right, okay, so Minister, you've been in the job a couple of months. How's it going? Not an easy job, is it?
I would say because our responsibility is moving people, goods and services. We are moving.
All right, so what's your number one priority that you've seen now 2 months into the job? What's the number 1, 2, 3 priorities that you need to deal with?
Number one priority, saving the lives of South Africans. Transport is not intended to be a killer. It is supposed to bring you to your loved ones, to your places of worship, to your work, and return you to your home. So the intention is to make it possible that we can move goods and services in a very safe, secure, but also reliable and affordable way on the roads of South Africa, as well as the other modes of transport. Because remember, the reason why I focus on road safety is also because it is through the roads that you interact with the other modes of transport. For you to get to the train, you move on the roads. For you to get to the airport, you move on the roads. For you to get to the ports, to be on a ship, you move on the roads. So road safety becomes central. The conditions of our roads, in particular, the infrastructure, to make it possible that we've got good roads, in particular also addressing the challenge of the backlogs. That is one of the key areas. The challenge we have where people tell you that the roads are not safe because of potholes, addressing the potholes and making it possible that communities can own the responsibility to maintain and operate, especially the community roads.
Okay. DG, October is Transport Month. It's been going since 2005. Is there any point having it? Because, yes, the challenges of 2005 still remain.
Thanks, Peter. I think there is. It's about creating awareness to the rest of the country and South Africa at large.
Awareness of what, exactly?
The role that transport plays, both socially and economically. And the theme of today says it all, the role of transport in socio-economic development. The economic aspect of transport as an enabler of one, economic growth, but two, social interactions, as the Minister has already said. So without transport, we wouldn't have this economy. Let me give you a quote by the Road Freight Association. It says, without trucks, South Africa stops. Indeed, without movement of goods and people, the economy will not be active. And therefore, transport enables that interactions. But secondly, it helps in dealing with matters of trade. Through transport, you can only trade with the rest of the world and the rest of the region and the continent. So it is an important aspect of us making sure that we make transport known, make transport relevant, and get people to understand what is it that we do as a sector.
Okay. Mr. Zamklaka, Acting CEO, PRASA, when we talk transport, you're carrying millions of people each year. Is that experience improving? I know you're spending a lot of money on infrastructure and new locomotives. Has that been felt on the ground straight away?
Thanks, Peter. It's starting to be felt, but as you say, the investment in infrastructure is a long-term investment, which takes 3 to 5 years to complete, but also to see the difference. But if you look at the annual report, revenue grew by about 16% compared to last year, and that was largely driven by commuter numbers. Of course, a bit of it was for increase, but yes, we're seeing a bit more people coming into the system. In the previous year, we did a lot of refurbishment of trains. We were targeted 536 and we did 579. So those are things that improve reliability.
Okay, we're just going to get the microphone through to you. Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay.
So must I start?
Yeah, if you can, just, I mean, I think our viewers might have picked it up, but the people at yeah.
All right, no, thanks,
Just
Peter. Okay.
yeah.
Yes, I was saying, as you said before, a lot of our investment has been on infrastructure. Some of it we're seeing already positive results out of it. We did 579 coaches out of 536 on the refurbishment, and that is leading to more reliability. We've seen more commuters into our system. So yes, the modernization is starting to lead to visible improvements. But of course, we move 2.2 million passengers per day. Not the entire system is feeling those changes as yet, but in the corridors that we're prioritizing, there's been significant difference.
Okay. Is it safe? Because, you know, you hear these stories and people saying they're harassed, hurt on trains, etc. Is that improved?
There still are challenges on safety, but if you look year on year, there's been reduction on crimes on trains. We've put in more security as PRASA, but there's also railway police that are deployed into the areas where there's high crime. Technology as well, which is being put like CCTV cameras. So there is reduction quite significantly on safety, but it still remains something we're putting resources to manage.
All right, okay, we'll explore that a little bit more after the break, but let's meet Mr. Ali. Now, when people see your name, they think Gauteng and they think e-tolls, but SANRAL does a lot more than that.
Peter, thanks. Yes, it's unfortunate that SANRAL is only known for one project. SANRAL has a portfolio of just over 19,700 kilometers, as our minister has said earlier today in her introduction, of which 84% of our business is non-toll. There's only 16% of our business which is a toll road portfolio, but the toll road portfolio does make a large contribution to the well-being of our entire national road network. And the importance of this national road network is actually seen when we notice that about 75% of the freight that moves on the surface of South Africa moves on those particular roads. Now, can we for one moment just imagine as to if we didn't have a good national road network as to what would happen to the economy? Of course, together with that goes the whole issue about job creation, the development of SMMEs and smaller firms. We currently have about 800 SMMEs looking after the entire road network in South Africa. So you'll find that every millimeter of the national road network is being looked after either by an SMME, of course, mentored by a larger contractor.
All right, so 16% of your operations is tolling. Where does the funding come for the other 84%?
The 84%, Peter, comes from National Treasury. We get allocations being made by National Treasury, like all other departments, etc. And we accept and understand the challenges that we all face in terms of the disparate demands which have been made on the fiscus. So with technology, with improvements that we've made in terms of the type of materials we use, the recycling that we do, we've tried to stretch the rand as much as we can without compromising any of our standards or the quality of the roads that we have. And all of our roads, of course, our aim is to have a safely engineered road, and that is what SANRAL provides.
All right, okay, we're going to explore that, and you know we're going to talk about e-tolling in Gauteng after this break. So we'll take a quick break, get your questions in, we've got the panel, we've introduced them to you now, and they represent, I guess, a lot of what you're experiencing out there. We want to hear what those experiences are, and we'll also be getting questions from the floor here. You're watching Morning Live, and this is the latest in the series of New Age Business